Hi, I got engaged on December and I realized that I have not documented anything for like the wedding planning process, and I feel like the most entertaining part of sharing this process is the wedding dress process. I personally had a very long journey, and it was because I started from making my dress to buying my dress. So essentially I kind of went backwards. I feel like most people like look for their dresses from retailers and then they don't find what they like, so they end up getting it customed or like they make it on their own or whatever. I did the complete opposite because I wanted to save money, but in the long run it's kind of like am I really saving money, or like am I just wasting my time? I don't know. I didn't think about really documenting this process, so I only have photos, so that's what I'm gonna share. The first thing I thought about was to make my dress. It's because I have a background in fashion design, I know how to sew, I know how to construction, like I know how to do it. So I was like, I should just do it. The thing is though, when you're starting something completely new with no pattern, that is like 10 times the work to figure it out. And I don't have like a mannequin body for myself. Like I have a mannequin, but it's not exactly like my body type. I don't have somebody to help me and like kind of cinch things or help pin things on me. So it was just like a million times harder. To get to this point of what I want to make in the first place, I just kind of saved an album of dresses that I kind of like and some components that I was into, things that kind of is more realistic to make. Like I didn't want to make such a time-consuming dress because then I would just buy it. And also personally, I think I cater towards more like simple and elegant dresses with like a touch of like flair or like whatever that means. What I wanted to do essentially is I didn't want like a waistline. I wanted to have one like, it makes it so much harder. It took me a long time to make the pattern, and I kind of wanted a lower back. My little flair for this dress is that it's not off the shoulder, but the strap is like on the shoulder, but that's also kind of hard to do if I want a low back because it could literally just fall off really easily. I had this idea of like adding pearls on the skirt, but I just had a lot of problems with fitting and making sure that there wasn't any wrinkles on the dress. I mean, I got to a certain point where I was confident to make it, and then I saw how much the materials cost and I was like, I'd rather just buy it. That's literally where I gave up. I literally got to like, step 2 and I was like, never mind. I wanted like a satiny material and I don't want the seams to show, so obviously it has to be a little bit thicker, which means it's more expensive. And then also because it's just really long panels, it's way more fabric, so it required a lot more material. And I was like, you know what? This is really not that worth it if it's gonna be like a meh kind of dress. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't in love with the dress, but I was just like, like this is okay. The next thing I did is actually I custom ordered a dress. So I was on Etsy because a few years ago I actually knew someone who ordered her wedding dress on Etsy. I wasn't attending the wedding, but from friends' photos and stories, it looked really nice. I didn't even think twice about it. So I looked online, I found somebody who has done a lot of customized dresses before. I ordered it from there, I received it, and I really didn't like it. It was the same constructions as what I wanted when I was making my dress, but now that I had it on, I was like, this is not bridal enough for me. Like it wasn't as thick as I thought it would be. It wasn't as customized to my body as I thought it would, and I just didn't love it. What I realized in this process is that I also wanted more of a voluminous A-line, almost like a subtle ball gown kind of thing. And I was like, oh, like if I just bought like petticoats, that should be no big deal, right? And that's also why I wanted a thicker fabric from the beginning, because petticoats are still a layer under the skirt and it'll show if it's too thin. With the customized dress was so thin that you could see everything. With or without the petticoat, both did not look good. I like texted my bridesmaids about this and they were like, it's okay. And I totally agree. I really tried to love this dress. I really tried to make it work. I got a refund. It's all good. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go shop. The only store I wanted to go to is Jenny U. My friend got her dress from Jenny U, and then I saw their collection and I really loved it. I loved the aesthetic of it, and also the price range was honestly very fair in terms of like a reasonable amount for a wedding dress. I booked an appointment. One of my bridesmaids was able to come. Let me go through them because I think this is the fun part of trying multiple dresses. I really kind of wanted to experiment and try on a lot of styles. I know it's kind of backwards. I should have done this earlier instead of wasting all my time trying to make my own and customizing it and stuff like that, but like whatever, it's done. There was this one dress that I had in mind that was like at the peak of my budget, so I was trying to not fall in love with it, but I'll get back to that later. When I got there, I was talking to sales associate, you know, I want to try on a lot of different styles, I want to see what I like. So she asked me a bunch of questions of, oh, would you like to try this? Would you like to try that? So one of the questions she asked me was, do you want sleeves? And I was like, you know what? I'll try it. And she pulls up this dress, and this dress is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but this is actually my friend's wedding dress. It was a hard no when I saw her bring it to me, and I was like, ooh, I'll try it on, but like this is definitely, I'm never going to go through with this one. It was very stunning. It just kept reminding me of my friend because this is very much her style. 5 out of 10. I don't think it's not pretty, it's just, it's my friend's. So this is the next dress. There's a lot in this dress. The black socks makes it so much worse. I really wanted to try a more fitted dress and keep it with the sleeves because my wedding is actually in March. So it's basically like touching spring. Also, my venue is at like a very modern hotel, so I kind of wanted that like modern touch on it. So I was like, oh, like maybe a sleeve would be nice. I thought this like pearl sleeve would be cute. So I don't want to slit, and I think there was an option to close the slit. I know this is like a sample, so it's not gonna fit, but I think the sleeves were just too much. Like it didn't look clean. I didn't really like the v-neck on this either. I didn't really like the pattern on it either. I really didn't like a lot of things on it. I think I would rate this like a 3 out of 10. It's just not me, and it doesn't look like it'll fit me even if it's fitted on me. So this is a mermaid dress my bridesmaids picked out. I never thought I would suit a mermaid because I feel like I have a more pear-shaped body, and I feel like a mermaid looks the best in an hourglass body. When I first tried it on, I was like, oh, this is like really nice, but if I keep looking back to it, I'm like, oh, it's not as nice as I thought I was. This is a very dramatic, it's very beautiful. It's just a lot of components. The lace is a lot, and then the skirt is a lot. It was like a more like creamy, more like ivory color, and I didn't really like that either. I wanted more of a brighter white. The neckline was also like not ideal for me, so I would rate that like a 6. I grew up with watching Say Yes to the Dress. This was more like trendy. I feel like now it's more like satiny and like minimalism and stuff like that, but growing up, like I feel like this type of style was what consumed Say Yes to the Dress. This dress on me now as an adult is too young for me. It looks very like youthful. I feel like this would be great in like a garden or like more naturey, but ours is all indoors in a hotel, so there's no outside. So I feel like this doesn't suit the venue that well either. And then we tried a lot of options of like adding this like sheer fabric to give it like an off-the-shoulder look, but that was very restrictive and I knew I wasn't going to really like that. And then we tried to create like a sleeve, and I thought that was a better option because I don't know, I feel like it was like too low and there was like too much skin here, so I don't know. So I thought the sleeves would kind of help cover up a little bit more. Overall, it was like not my favorite. It was definitely too young for me. So I would also rate this like I would rate this a 5. This was an okay dress. Oh my god, okay, this dress was one of my favorite ones to try on. It was so elegant and so beautiful. It had this amazing back like wings, like tail things, and I like love the ruching on the neckline. My problem with this is actually this sample size was a size 10. and within the Jenny U store, I'm a size 0. So it kind of like skewed with how things would look on me, and I think that bothered me a lot. I didn't really like how loose the strap was. There was no structure, it just kind of fell. And I think that's the point, but I just didn't really like that as much. And then the little like wings on the back, like visually, when it's all set up really beautifully, it looks incredible. I don't think it would look incredible on the go versus just like standing still and having it all like fluffed up and everything. This was a good like 7. Like I really did like this, just there was like a few components I didn't really like. So I wanted to try a satin dress because that's essentially what I've been trying to do anyways with the dress that I made. The dress I got customized, they were all like a satiny like dress, so I was like, let me come here for what I was trying to do and see. When I tried this on, I loved the material, I loved the skirt, I loved the waistband. What I didn't love is the v-neck. It was so deep. This was like a solid 8. Literally the only thing I didn't like was the v-neck. I also on this day tried on the wedding dress that I was interested in, and the reason why I like went there in the first place, and I loved it. I loved the dress, but I just wanted to sit on it for a few days because it was again like the peak of my budget. During this time I was also trying to love the customized dress just to, you know, like offset the prices and everything. So after customized dress got refunded to me, I immediately booked a second appointment. They like actually came out with a new collection at this time. That technically means I have more dresses to try on, and this time I had 2 bridesmaids coming in, so more opinions. Oh, the first dress I tried on was this beautiful jacquard dress. I didn't think I would love it as much as I did because I really liked the ruching on it. I liked that they were thicker and not thinner. I really liked the fabric as a whole. I think it's such a great way to incorporate florals into it in an elegant way. The one thing I didn't actually like is the neckline. It was a little too deep for my comfort zone. It's a very sharp sweetheart, so the very tip of that like corner, it was too sharp. It kept kind of digging into my armpit and it was like pretty uncomfortable, and that was something I like noticed right away. And I know that if I were to move forward with this dress, it's something I would think about the entire wedding. And then they also have like an option of like a puffy sleeve. Beautiful as it is, this was also a no. But this one I would rate it like an 8. Like I really loved the material, I loved the vibe of it. I know that I said the first chiffon dress makes me feel younger and it looks like I'm a younger bride, but I wanted to try out something that was more modern. Tried on this one because to me it looked more modern, it looked more mature, it looked more elegant, and it was something that fit well with my venue. But once I tried it on, it was a little boring. Didn't catch my attention as much as I thought it would. I really liked the neckline. I love that like slight dip. I thought it was okay. Like it's not great, but it's not bad. It was just very unmemorable to me. I actually like totally forgot about this dress until I saw a photo of it like yesterday. So I think I would rate this a good like 6 out of 10. This was a good dress. I really liked this dress. I actually saw this dress on Jenny U's Instagram and they like posted it because another girl bought it and she wore it to her wedding dress and they like reposted it. And it looks so beautiful on her, so I kind of wanted to try it myself. I really loved the flow of it. I loved how clean it looked. I also really liked how big the flowers are so that it's not like a bunch of little flowers. The back U was so nice. Like it was beautiful. This was definitely like in the top 3 for sure, but my bridesmaids brought up a good point. So she was like, this is really soft and very sweet, but it's just not perfectly aligned with what your aesthetic is, what your vibe is. And I was like thinking about it and I was like, you know what, like that also is true. Like this is a very pretty dress, but I also don't want to get it just because it's really pretty. I like want to make sure it like feels good and it feels like me. So I'll rate this a 9 because I really liked it. This one had an asymmetrical waistline. I really liked the material of it. I didn't feel that confident in it. It just didn't suit my body shape. Again, are we surprised it's a strapless dress? I just remember walking out, silence. The girls were not speaking. They were like, And I get it, because I was like, you know what, this was for fun, might as well while I'm here, try something very, very different. So I would also rate this a 6 out of 10. Whew, okay, that's a lot of dresses. The end of this appointment, I also tried on the dress that I loved from the first session. I'm not showing it because it's my actual wedding dress. I bought it, surprise. I literally like dreamt of this dress. Like I loved this dress, okay? When I tried it on the first time, the like feeling that I got, the and the thing is, the bridesmaids that came with me on the first session, she's not very expressive. She was like,
oh, like that's so pretty.
Not that her opinions mattered as much as mine in this situation, but I was like, is it just me feeling like this? And so when I left that day, I just kept thinking about it, and so I tried it again on the second session. With this, the girls went crazy, okay? Like they were like, this is it, like that's it. It gave me a lot of confidence and it gave me a lot of reassurance. I bought the dress like then and there. I'm extremely happy with my choice. I remember seeing this dress online and like gasping because I really liked it in the photos. When I tried it on, I was like so shocked. This is the dress that I came for, and this is the dress I'm leaving with. That is my dress journey. It's long and it's a lot, but I actually had a good time and it was fun and enjoyable. And would I do it again? Maybe, to not like making it or getting it custom. I would love to try on more wedding dresses. I think it's so fun. Thanks for listening to this long spiel of wedding dress shopping. Onwards to more wedding planning.